Hey fam, welcome back to Terry's Lifestyle and Vlog, and thank you so much for stopping by. So on this channel we talk about UK visas and immigration, how to easily, safely and successfully travel to the UK. We also talk about life in the UK, how to settle and successfully navigate through life as an immigrant living in the UK. So if this sounds like something you're interested in, then please subscribe, turn on your bell icon so you don't miss out on any of my videos going forward. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to get an accommodation as an international student living in the UK. We've done a few videos on how to get a job and what jobs you can do as an international student, but today we're going a bit further. We're going to be talking about how you can get an accommodation. Okay, so you've arrived in the UK as an international student. How can you get an accommodation? Because you obviously need a roof over your head. Okay, so before you come to the UK as an international student, it's expected that you should have made arrangements of where you're going to stay. Okay, because if you haven't done that, it is very difficult, especially if you're traveling in the cold months where it's winter. You will struggle. Okay, so it's very important that you make accommodation arrangements before you come. However, I know that there are a lot of people that travel without making these arrangements. So what do you do? Okay, or how can you get an accommodation? Okay, so if you've made arrangements before you travel, then you'd have made arrangements to stay with maybe your family or your friends. So that's the easiest way to get an accommodation when you first arrive in the UK. So it's really important that you do that. If you have family or friends in the UK, you can get them to support you maybe for the first couple of weeks or the first few months on arrival while you kind of settle into the system. So that's the first way that you can get accommodation. If you're attending a university for a course, or if you're attending a college for a course, whether degree, postgrad, whatever kind of degree that you are going to be attending, the university will also have accommodation. They can support you with accommodation. And when you do your application, one of the things they will ask you is if you've already made arrangements for your accommodation. If not, do you want us to support you? And even if you don't get asked that question, when you come to the UK, you can also go to the university for support with your accommodation. They might be able to, if they still have spaces that are available during the time that you've arrived, they should be able to help you with accommodation. Okay, so that's the second way that you can get accommodation. The third way that you can get an accommodation is for you to go to accommodation website, and there are quite a few accommodation website that you can go to. So all you need to do is to go to the website and then type in what kind of accommodation you are looking for. So it could be a single flat, a 1-bedroom flat, it could be a 2-bedroom flat, depending on your choice, depending on your resources as well, how much you can afford. Okay, so it could be a flat, it could be a studio apartment, it could be a shared house, like a house share, whatever you want. You just put it on the website and then you search, and then it will come up with you put your price range as well, you put your distance. Say for instance you want to live somewhere close to the university, maybe 1 mile away from the university, or 5 miles or 10 miles away from the university. You can type that into the website and then you can search for it, and it will give you different options of accommodation, and then you choose whichever one you want, and then you can go for it. You go and view the accommodation first off, see if you like it. If you like it, then you can pay for it and all of that. I might do another video on how to actually view an accommodation and then how to pay and all of that, and how to actually successfully get that accommodation. But like I said, you go to the website and then you can get your accommodation from it. Some of the websites that you can get accommodation from include Rightmove. So Rightmove is one of the most popular accommodation websites. I actually got my accommodation from Rightmove. So that's one of the websites that you can get accommodation from. Another very popular website is Zoopla. So Zoopla is another accommodation website where you can get your accommodation from. You can go to On the Market. So that's another website that you can get accommodation from. So whatever accommodation you want, whether it's a bedroom, 1-bedroom flat, whether it's a 2-bedroom flat, if you want a house, like I said, depending on your resources, you can get it on there. Another very popular website where you can get accommodation from is Gumtree. Okay, so Gumtree is another accommodation website. Another website, I think Gumtree has a lot of different things that you can find in there, but you can also get your accommodation from Gumtree as well. There are also some companies that actually cater for student accommodation. An example is Amber Student Letting, and I've done a video about Amber Student Letting. I've done 2 videos actually about Amber Student Letting, where you can get an accommodation from. I'll put the link up here, I'll put the video up here, and I'll also put it in my description. So that's my special link where you can go. If you click on it, it will take you directly to the website where you can book, and then get someone would get in touch with you and arrange a viewing for you. Okay, so that's another way that you can get an accommodation. There are many other companies that will cater for student accommodation, but Amber Student Letting is one very good one, and the accommodation is quite good as well. The Open Market is another website where you can get accommodation from. Okay, so if you go on the website, it's all the same process, and then you can just search for what you want. Look for the area. Say for instance, you want an accommodation in London, you want a 2-bedroom flat, so there's opportunities to search, do your search, and then you can get the accommodation that you want. You can call the agent or whoever it is that is in charge of the website. You can ring them, and then they would get you an appointment to view the accommodation. You can also get an accommodation through word of mouth as well. So there might be someone that's looking for someone to rent their apartment, maybe a room in their house, and they might know someone you know, and then you just speak to them, tell people about the fact that you're looking for accommodation, and word of mouth, you might be able to get an accommodation that way. So there are so many ways that you can get accommodation. There's so many different websites. I've just brought this very few to you, okay, just as an example. Okay, well, I hope this video has been helpful. If it has helped you, give it a thumbs up, share with your friends and family, and of course subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.